Well, we're continuing here at Castle Ward near Strangford in County Down, and the grounds are absolutely adorable, as is the big mansion house. And it's a glorious day today as well. So this is a 3-storey mansion house, as you can see. You can see the beautiful flowers there as well. Now, don't ask me what those flowers are because I haven't a clue. Now, if Tom McLean was here, Positive Belfast YouTube channel, he could tell you what those flowers are. Tom would know. But I haven't the foggiest. There's a wee butterfly. Isn't that beautiful? See, folks, this isn't just a church history trail programme, but you also get a wee bit of nature here as well. So down to the left here, this is what you would call the servants' entrance. Because the last thing the intelligentsia wanted was people to see the servants coming and going. So they created their own entrance. And I suppose you could say it's really 4 floors if you count that floor as well. But you can see the grounds there. Beautiful. £14 in, but it's well worth it. I've been coming here since I was a kid. I think my first time coming here was with the primary school. So this is the front of the house. And you can see the ramps there. That's for wheelchair users and mobility scooters, which is good because although they can't get up the stairs, they can certainly get in to the building and onto the ground floor. It's also good for the likes of me on crutches. So we might as well go in here. What do you say? Come on, sure, you're doing nothing else. So now we're inside the building. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. So this gentleman here, this is Judge Michael Ward, and he was born in 1683. He died in 1759. He was an Irish politician, a judge, and his father Bernard was killed in a duel in 1690, close to Down Abbey. Of course, not the Bernard that built this house. His father was an earlier Bernard. But you can see the deco here, absolutely beautiful. The chandelier. Reminds me of the song, the crystal chandelier lights up the painting on the wall. So I'll not be able to tell you who all these people are in these paintings, but I will be able to tell you who some of them are, of course. Now that's the coat of arms of the wards. So the deco here is fantastic. It must have cost a fortune to get this done. Like, you can also see there the hourglass, the skull, and also the Green Ripper's scythe, which reminds us of our mortality. Musical instruments there too. And there's a couple of heads, a man's head and a woman's head, and a lion's head there as well. And that bell there, that's for the servants, if you want the servants. And there's a beautiful painting with the Castle Ward house that we're now standing in on top, and the old Castle Ward to the right. This house here, this room here is beautiful, isn't it? Could you imagine having dinner here? Fantastic. My goodness. Don't know who that is. Possibly a ward. And probably ladies of the house here. Or relations, possibly. And again, this is another painting of Judge Michael Ward, but he looks a bit older in this one. But I want to show you another painting. This one is of Sir John Eccles. He was Lord Mayor of Dublin in 1714. He was born around 1664 and he died in 1727. Now, his father was a Protestant settler and he gave shelter to King William III in a storm. And you can see a bear there. Of course, you know what a bear takes on holidays, don't you? Just the bare necessities. I'm glad it's dead and not alive. Beautiful. Now, there's a painting there, and that's King Charles II. He was born on the 29th of May, 1630. He died on the 6th of February, 1685. And he was King of England, Scotland and Ireland. And then the bottom one there is the Honourable Edward Ward, third son of Bernard Ward. And it was his father, Bernard, who was first Viscount Bangor, who built this house. And Edward was an Irish politician, so he was. He's born the 30th of April, 1753, and he died in November 1812. Beautiful room here too. There's a glass there. It's very much like you'd get in a church. And the ceilings here actually date from 1760 in this house. Fantastic. I want to show you another painting, the Earl of Middleton. John Middleton, he was born 1608. He died the 3rd of July, 1674. He was a provincial soldier and mercenary from Scotland. And during the Wars of the Three Kingdoms, he fought for the Scottish Covenanters and Parliamentarians. And of course, that was until 1648, whenever he changed sides and joined the Royalists. This is him here. And following the Stuart Restoration in 1660, he was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the troops in Scotland and Lord High Commissioner to the Scottish Parliament, which he opened in January 1661. And he died on the 3rd of July, 1674. Now, this is Bernard Ward, first Viscount Bangor, who I mentioned. He was born 1719, he died 1781. It was Bernard, or Barn Bangor, who built Castle Ward in 1766, this present house. He was an Irish politician and peer, so he was. There's the Mona Lisa. It was originally painted by Leonardo da Vinci. And then this man here, this is Sir John Purnell, and he was an Anglican landowner, but he was actually the great-grandfather of Charles Stuart Purnell, and he stayed in this house, so he did. So this is Lady Anne's boudoir, and she was the wife of Bernard, who built the house here. And you can see the beautiful ceiling. And Lady Anne's grandfather was the nephew of the Duchess of York, wife of King James II, and first cousin of Queen Anne. Now the top painting there, that's of King William III, the Prince of Orange. He was born on the 4th of November 1650 and he died on the 8th of March 1702. And William actually died of pneumonia. And that painting there is of James Hamilton, first Viscount Clandeboy. But William died of pneumonia from a complication from a broken collarbone following a fall from his horse Sorrel at Hampton Court, and later dying at Kensington Palace. Now you can see here that we're in the library. And this gentleman here is Colonel John Lane of Bentley, England. He was born in 1609. He died on the 31st of August, 1667. He was a royalist. He was a colonel who had given refuge to King Charles II at his Bentley estate following the royalist defeat at the Battle of Worcester on the 3rd of September, 1651. And this looks like a bookcase, and it is, but there's also a secret doorway here. And that looks like a painting there of King William. I'm not sure if it is or not, but it certainly looks like him. But I can't confirm whether it is or not. But I can remember coming here as a kid, and the tour guide opening this door here, a secret doorway. Can you imagine, well, us kids, the excitement that we experienced when he done this? It was fantastic. We had our wee packed lunches with us. We were from this Ravorna Primary School on a wee trip. And I can remember also the 4 poster beds. It was like walking back in history. Probably one of the things that got me involved in history as a hobby. So it brings you out onto the hallway here where the door is. That's King William again. But I want to talk to you about another gentleman, and his painting is at the top of the stairs here. Henry Hamilton. He was 2nd Earl of Clanbressel. He was born around 1647. He died on the 12th of January 1675. And this is him here on the left. So he actually died of suspected poisoning. Now in 1666, Henry rebuilt the family seat of Killaleague Castle. And after being petitioned by him, King George II granted funds for the restoration work and granted permission for the royal coat of arms to be placed above the door. So this is him here, this is Henry. As you can see. So that's us at the top of the stairs. I managed to hackle my way up here with my crutches. There's a chest there. So this is the bedroom of Harriet Margaret Maxwell, 3rd Lady Bangor. That's her there. And look at this here, my goodness, it's like Aladdin's cave. There's everything in here. But I want to talk to you about a gentleman called Charles Mordaunt. Now, there's various paintings here, but I'll let you know when we come to his. He was 3rd Earl of Peterborough. He was born 1658. He died on the 25th of October 1735. He was a British Army officer and a Whig politician. Now, Charles was an unswavering opponent of the heir to the throne, James, Duke of York. And when James did finally succeed to the throne, Mordaunt continued his hostility towards James, actually forced Mordaunt to flee to Holland in 1686. And this is him here. And while in Holland, he then proposed to William of Orange to invade England. Now, of course, William didn't take him up on his proposal, but he did retain his services. And, of course, when William finally did sail for England, Charles Mordaunt was with him, and when the Prince of Orange was finally established on the throne of England, honours were showered upon the 3rd Earl of Peterborough. So he died on the 25th of October 1735. Now this is the bedroom of Lord Bangor, Bernard Ward, and you can see the old switch there, light switch. So it's actually also the bedroom where the great-grandfather of Charles Stuart Purnell stayed, John Purnell. You see the poster bed there, the 4-poster bed. I think it's a 4-poster bed. And of course, Charles Stuart Purnell himself was for the Home Rule League. He was pro-Home Rule. But his great-grandfather stayed in this room at Castle Ward. And there's a beautiful painting there. Look at that painting there, my goodness. Isn't that a beautiful painting? That's the best painting in here. Hello. That painting's of a fella in crutches. Beautiful. So that's the bed. And then this here is for actually washing. And you get a beautiful view here. It's a lovely view from up here, which I will show you. Isn't that lovely? Beautiful. Could you imagine waking up to that in the morning? That would be very therapeutic for you, wouldn't it? Amazing. So this is Mary Ward's guest bedroom, and the room is filled with personal items belonging to Mary Ward. She was born in 1827. She died in 1869. Whose husband Henry Ward, 1828 to 1911, later became 5th Viscount Bangor. Now, that's his painting up there on the wall. Now, tragically, Mary would not live long enough to become Viscountess Bangor, having died in a road accident at the age of just 42. And that's her husband's uniform. And that's of the Monmouthshire Light Infantry Regiment of Foot. And that's him in his uniform there. This regiment was raised in 1741. And that's Mary there, and her husband, Henry, and the wee daughter. Now, Mary Ward was an accomplished scientist, artist, writer, and astronomer, and the walls of this room are actually decorated with Mary's watercolours depicting Castle Ward in the 19th century. So quite amazing, isn't it? That's Henry. And there's the bed.